Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
Writing that provides information, especially information of an official nature. Writing that provides information, especially information of an official nature. Computer science. A computer file that contains text, and possibly formatting instructions, using 7-bit ASCII characters. Anything serving as a representation of a person's thinking by means of symbolic marks. A written account of ownership or obligation. Record in detail. The parents documented every step of their child's development. Support or supply with references. Can you document your claims? Writing that provides information, especially information of an official nature. The work of a writer. Anything expressed in letters of the alphabet, especially when considered from the point of view of style and effect. The work of a writer. Anything expressed in letters of the alphabet, especially when considered from the point of view of style and effect. The writing in her novels is excellent. The act of creating written works. Writing was a form of therapy for him. The activity of putting something in written form. She did the thinking while he did the writing. Letters are symbols that are written or imprinted on a surface to represent the sounds or words of a language. He turned the paper over so the writing wouldn't show. Usually plural, the collected work of an author. The idea occurs with increasing frequency in Hemingway's writings. The work of a writer. Anything expressed in letters of the alphabet, especially when considered from the point of view of style and effect. That editorial was a fine piece of writing. The act of surrendering, usually under agreed conditions. They were protected until the capitulation of the fort. A document containing the terms of surrender. A summary that enumerates the main parts of a topic. A formal declaration that documents a fact of relevance to finance and investment. The holder has a right to receive interest or dividends. A document attesting to the truth of certain stated facts. Authorize by certificate. Present someone with a certificate. Confirmation that some fact or statement is true through the use of documentary evidence. A document attesting to the truth of certain stated facts. Validating the authenticity of something or someone. The act of certifying or bestowing a franchise on. Hold under a lease or rental agreement, of goods and services. Engage for service under a term of contract. A contract to hire or lease transportation. A document incorporating an institution and specifying its rights, includes the Articles of Incorporation and the Certificate of Incorporation. Grant a charter to. A document of or relating to commerce. A document of or relating to commerce. An admission of misdeeds or faults. A public declaration of your faith. A written document acknowledging an offense and signed by the guilty party. Roman Catholic Church. The act of a penitent disclosing his sinfulness before a priest in the sacrament of penance in the hope of absolution. The document that spells out the belief system of a given church, especially the Reformation churches of the 16th century. A document granting exclusive right to publish and sell literary or musical or artistic work. Secure a copyright on a written work. Did you copyright your manuscript? A document attesting to the truth of certain stated facts. A document attesting to the truth of certain stated facts. A formal public statement. A declaration of independence. Contract bridge. The highest bid becomes the contract setting the number of tricks that the bidder must make. A formal expression by a meeting. Agreed to by a vote. A statement of taxable goods or of dutiable properties. A statement that is emphatic and explicit, spoken or written. Law. Unsworn statement that can be admitted in evidence in a legal transaction. His declaration of innocence. Something, usually a supporting document, that is enclosed in an envelope with a covering letter. The act of enclosing something inside something else. A naturally enclosed space. A structure consisting of an area that has been enclosed for some purpose. The visual appearance of something or someone. A perceptual structure. The composition presents problems for students of musical form. The phonological or orthographic sound or appearance of a word that can be used to describe or identify something. The inflected forms of a word can be represented by a stem in a list of inflections to be attached. Make something, usually for a specific function. Any spatial attributes, especially as defined by outline. Establish or impress firmly in the mind. A body of students who are taught together. Create, as an entity. Social groups form everywhere. Biology. A group of organisms within a species that differ in trivial ways from similar groups. A category of things distinguished by some common characteristic or quality. Sculpture is a form of art. A life-size dummy used to display clothes. Develop into a distinctive entity. Alternative names for the body of a human being. The spatial arrangement of something is distinct from its substance. To compose or represent. This wall forms the background of the stage setting. Give shape or form to. Form the young child's character. Physical chemistry. A distinct state of matter in a system. Matter that is identical in chemical composition and physical state and separated from other material by the phase boundary. A mold for setting concrete. They built elaborate forms for pouring the foundation. An ability to perform well. He was at the top of his form. An arrangement of the elements in a composition or discourse. The essay was in the form of a dialogue. A particular mode in which something is manifested. His resentment took the form of extreme hostility. A printed document with spaces in which to write. He filled out his tax form. Assume a form or shape. The water formed little beads. Something, usually a supporting document, that is enclosed in an envelope with a covering letter. The act of enclosing something inside something else. Write an instrumental score for. Any of various devices or contrivances that can be used to produce musical tones or sounds. The means whereby some act is accomplished. My greed was the instrument of my destruction. A person used by another to gain an end. Law. A document that states some contractual relationship or grants some right. The semantic role of the entity, usually inanimate, that the agent uses to perform an action or start a process. Address a legal document to. A device that requires skill for proper use. Equip with instruments for measuring, recording, or controlling. Law. A document that states some contractual relationship or grants some right. Law. A document that states some contractual relationship or grants some right. Law. A document that states some contractual relationship or grants some right. Tall sedge of the Nile Valley yielding fiber that served many purposes in historic times. A document written on papyrus. Paper made from the papyrus plant by cutting it in strips and pressing it flat, used by ancient Egyptians and Greeks and Romans. Clearly revealed to the mind or the senses or judgment. Patent advantages. An official document granting a right or privilege. A document granting an inventor sole rights to an invention. Grant rights to. Grant a patent for. Make open to sight or notice. His behavior has patented an embarrassing fact about him. Obtain a patent for. Should I patent this invention? Of a bodily tube or passageway, open, affording free passage. Patent ductus arteriosus. A document granting an inventor sole rights to an invention. A woman's shoe with a very high thick sole. Any military structure or vehicle bearing weapons. A document stating the aims and principles of a political party. Their candidate simply ignored the party platform. A raised horizontal surface. The speaker mounted the platform. The combination of a particular computer and a particular operating system. A document stating the aims and principles of a political party. A document stating the aims and principles of a political party. An integrated course of academic studies. He was admitted to a new program at the university. Arrange a program of or for. Program the 80th birthday party. A system of projects or services intended to meet a public need. He proposed an elaborate program of public works. An announcement of the events that will occur as part of a theatrical or sporting event. You can't tell the players without a program. Write a computer program. A document stating the aims and principles of a political party. They won the election even though they offered no positive program. A radio or television show. Did you see his program last night? Computer science. A sequence of instructions that a computer can interpret and execute. The program required several hundred lines of code. A series of steps to be carried out or goals to be accomplished. A performance, or series of performances, at a public presentation. The program lasted more than 2 hours.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.